Hello and welcome back to my channel, guys. This is my vlog of basically going to Spain for a week. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials at Bhasha Mukherjee. Every time I'm at the airport, I just love the makeup counters. It just makes me happy with all the bright lights, the colors. This funny glasses I'm wearing is actually a blue light filter glasses, but I just love wearing it as accessory, sunglasses more or less. And here's me checking out all the perfumes. I love spritzing it all over myself as well, which is an old habit that I still can't get over. I end up smelling like literally a perfume shop after I've been to the airport. I'm starting to wonder that they must filter down their perfumes because the smell just doesn't linger like they used to back in the days. Now, for once, the weather on the day we actually left was quite nice, actually, and sunny outside. This was the point I was really burnt out, and my partner was actually going for a conference in Spain, in Barcelona, and I decided to take a week off to go along to just essentially catch up on my life admin and just a change of scenery, more or less. I feel like it becomes really difficult for me to stay creative whilst I'm in my same location, same rut. And that's why sometimes going away somewhere to catch up on life admin can be a real inspiration. The weather in Spain was gorgeous when we landed. This was in Barcelona, had a gorgeous room. I just loved the decor in this room. Sadly, the view from outside the room wasn't the best. However, I think the lighting and everything about the room itself was a really nice touch, especially this little area, which I just loved, absolutely loved. I was actually dancing about in this bit of the room. After that, we went for dinner locally to this Asian street food restaurant.
This is paper. Nah, I think it's some sort of like a something.
Well, too much. How was it?
Good job.
The next morning was an early start. We woke up to gorgeous sunrise and went up to the library to do yoga. As you can see, this library was gorgeous, and this yoga was inclusive as part of the hotel stay.
Yeah. Get changed. I want to go to breakfast like this. I want to get changed. And some places don't like you wearing slippers.
After yoga, we went down to breakfast. There was a lot to choose from, but I loved this fruit selection. And I just had to try out some of the fruit and all the different concoctions. My first day of breakfast anywhere is always a huge breakfast. But because this was the main meal that I wanted to eat, I tried to eat as much as I could on this particular meal. And some of this food, it looks like I'm eating all of this, but actually I'm going to be sharing this with my partner. But I didn't eat after this, besides snacking till dinner time, because I spent the whole day indoors catching up on all my admin. And in the evening, we went out to check out some of the local art. Barcelona just has the most stunning streets with so much of street art. And there's literally graffiti and so much artwork everywhere. We went to this gorgeous Arabian restaurant, which had such a vibe about it for dinner.
It's like
Not that sweet like the first time.
We ordered the typical favorites, tabbouleh salad and hummus, and of course baba ganoush, which I absolutely love.
yeah. Sweet, mate.
I think it's really difficult to do with these ones.
I have no idea what she's saying. Something. It's my date night. She dressed for the date to go to the gym. Or the homeless shelter. Food bank.
Half and half.
No, I'll take some. I'll take what I need. Don't half it. This might be too much.
Okay. It's not exactly like pita bread, it's more like the Egyptian bread.
There's bitter bread. Like, chill out, man. What is it? So what is that?
Tabbouleh.
What's the other one?
Baba ganoush.
Is that eggs? Thank you.
Aubergine.
No, that grape. What's that thing in the middle?
Tomato.
Was that tomato? Let's try that.
It was so refreshing to eat some healthy food, which was followed by a really heavy biryani. The next morning, I was back to breakfast, and this time I was eating breakfast by myself because my partner had gone to work early in the morning. I tried to switch up my space to see which had a better view, and as you can see, I think I preferred this view because at least I could see other people. Then I went up to the rooftop to check that out, and this time the view was much better because the previous night I'd come to actually just check out the rooftop in the dark, which wasn't that great. It had rained, so there was nowhere to sit or rest, but it was still a gorgeous view from up here. I thought I'd go out for a walk after this point. This is why you can see my makeup is done at this point, because I decided I had had enough of staying indoors for the day and sitting on lounging on my bed. So after this, I went for a little walk in the local area. Before my walk, I also checked out these gorgeous rooms in the top floor. These are all meeting rooms, but they all had unique views of the city itself. And also because they weren't getting used, it meant I could explore, do some filming. I checked out the gym as well. One thing I really liked about this particular walk, which I went by myself, was just how freeing it was going on a walk by yourself, listening to music. And I was listening to Dua Lipa, Levitating, on repeat at this point. I remember feeling just so happy, just being in my own zone, walking, and it's something I really recommend because every time I go on holiday, we're doing some activity without some actual relaxation. And I'm always going with somebody else, doing things with other people. Whereas this was an opportunity for me to be with myself. And after this, we went to dinner to a local Indian restaurant on the recommendation of a shop owner. This place wasn't the best and was very, very noisy because a table next door to us just could not stop yapping. And where Indian food is concerned, I would give the food a solid 4 out of 10. It was quite oily and it's early morning and it's supposed to be sunrise. But where is the sun? So apparently just up this end is where the sun is supposed to come out from. That is exactly east. But I can see some light rays down there. Technically sunrise is at 20 past 7. The whole city looks really dead from up here. Quiet. Come on, son. What's that in the sky? After much attempting of trying to see the sunrise on the rooftop, I did an early morning workout, which was lovely. And I must say, that whole early morning sunrise, bright sunlight was most apparent in this gym, which became absolutely blaring hot when the sun was coming in through those windows. It was really hot in this room, even with fans on and AC on. Actually, when the sun was falling on me, you could really tell this was the Spanish sunlight that was coming through, even in February, March time. This is a machine that I'd never used before, so if my form is terrible, I'm sorry. And straight after this, it was down to breakfast, and I always started my breakfast during this whole week with fruit, followed by a good continental breakfast. And after this, I wanted to go to check out the sauna and the steam room. I went into the sauna, and after this I did try the steam room also, which you don't get to see because I was going to try the cold plunge. This is the most scary but also fun thing that I've done. Challenging and definitely made me feel great about myself. So how was my cold plunge? Refreshing. As soon as I got out of the water, I didn't really feel cold anymore.
and I did it twice, but I need to check how long I should do it next time. But yeah, that's for next time. I'm just brave. I just feel brave that I at least attempted it and did it once. So yeah.
After this, I took a shower with my favourite products, and I used my airstrait to dry my hair. I will list all the products in the description below of all the things that I used, but my favourite hair products that I took with me are the Olaplex shampoo and the Waterman's conditioner, which I needed to use up at that point, and the Dr. Vanita Rattan Dr. V face wash. Now, this airstrait, I haven't done an airstrait tutorial on my YouTube channel, but there is a airstrait review. I absolutely loved this particular product. I've started using this for my hair now almost regularly, and it's just transformed my life. So actually do check out that review if you're interested. But this is one of the best things I took on holiday with me. It doubles as a hair straightener and a hair dryer, but much more heat protective of your hair. And this is all I used to do my hair for the entire time, and it worked on my hair topper, which I was still using at this point. But soon after this point, I've actually been using my hair topper less and less now. I just feel like the airstrait has improved my hair quality to the extent where I don't actually need a hair topper as much anymore. I'm also trying to train myself to not need it as much. I needed it more last year, purely because of my hair transplant journey that I had. Again, I will be uploading a video about my hair transplant journey itself. That is coming. Now, this hair serum is my partner's, but I borrowed it because what's the point in not borrowing your partner's stuff? But at the same time, I have to say that any hair serum works. I don't really always do the step. And after this, I went back to doing some admin work on my laptop. I had to do a lot of filming on this particular day, and I was editing and capturing lots of different shots, etc., throughout the day. And this was us at dinner again, back at that Arabian restaurant, because the food at the Indian place was so awful.
Cool, finally, after like almost a year, 2 years. Last time I had this was in Egypt. Didn't like it that time, so let's see how it tastes this time. Well, then. Nice. It's having salt a little bit. It is a bit more salt.
What's wrong with it?
Ew, it's a bit sticky underneath. But yeah, I didn't order this, but I'm gonna do the honor of eating the first one. Second?
Yeah, go for it.
Garlic bread. Legit. Garlic bread.
That's a shame. I wanted to order the other things. I ordered the wrong thing then, haven't I? Because someone was complaining that you don't want that. I should have just gone with that gut feeling. Should have gone with that gut feeling and ordered the triangles.
You didn't know which one was a triangle.
Yeah?
They all call the same thing.
No.
Go on and have it.
No. Finished. It's 11:30 at night. And I found this animal. It is fun, is it? Go on, jump from one to the other. Yeah, she did it. Yeah, well done.
Okay.
Well done.
The next morning, back at breakfast, this day was an important day for all my admin because this day I had the most amount of filming to do. So I was up early after breakfast. I had to get straight on my laptop, get all my work done. And I swear this day went so quickly because I had so much to do. Now, I would not recommend going on holiday and just focusing on so much work. Although I got some rest, I had taken so much work with me on holiday that I ended up feeling quite tired when I got back actually. I did take a little nap just after breakfast because I found that the breakfast was so heavy. I always ended up needing a nap. And after my nap is when I went and did my workout. Now, because the breakfast was one of the main meals that I was eating during the day, I didn't want to miss the breakfast because that would mean I'd have to go out and grab lunch or something else. So this was a good time frame that was working for me. There was limitations to the type of exercises I could actually do in this small gym. They had limited equipment here, in all honesty. I then went in with my moisturizer from Cetuem Cosmetics. Again, I'll leave all the details in my description. I was mainly using the intensive serum. This is what I use under my makeup. And then I went in with this Bobbi Brown, I think it's like a primer, but it's also like a moisturizer as well. Then I went in with my color corrector. And now I love using this Bobbi Brown color corrector. And I use this brush, but it's actually not a brush, it's actually a Maybeline concealer, but I kind of use the concealer brush because it comes with a lid, and I love things that double up as multiple things. So I use this particular brush to do the color correcting on my skin. I then go in with my own fingers to blend it into my skin and give a much more natural finish. I find I used to like using brushes and sponges before when I used to use more products, and I still do that when I'm using a much more flawless finish for TV, things like that. But now I prefer using my fingers for a more natural finish. Then I go in with the NYX concealer sticks in the color 7 and 6. I use the color 7 to again do more color correcting as a base color, and then I go in with the number 6 in my inner corners of my eyes for highlighting. It's quite buildable and it removes the need for using a foundation just because it's quite high coverage, whilst also, giving me coverage in the areas that I need it and not needing to put it all over my face. It does crease and you do need to set it. However, I just find that it's so much more easier to blend this than a cream concealer sometimes, or even a liquid concealer, which I find sometimes crack on my skin much more because my skin can be quite dry. This, on the other hand, just feels much more easier to blend in. I feel like it takes me much longer though to blend the bits around my inner corners just because I've got so much hyperpigmentation there. But in recent times, it's been one of my favorite concealers to use. I'm going in to do some more spot color correction, especially on previous acne scars and things like that, which you can't see very well here. My next two products are also big favorites of mine. I'll leave them in the description below. First, I like to go in with this taupe shade. It's actually an eyeshadow from Natural Collection. And I use this brush from Lancome. It's a really old brush of mine, but I like the fact that it's got two ends. But I actually like the blush section, which is much poofier section essentially. I go in with the taupe shade to essentially create shadow. And then I will go in with the blush from number 17 and this really light peachy color. And I'll go and just go on the apples of my cheek, and I feel like it gives a really natural skin texture and color, nothing too bright and great for everyday makeup. Then I go in with this powder from Tropic. Again, it's more of a generalized setting powder situation. I will go in again with that taupe shade, the eyeshadow shade, and go around my eyes and also my nose. And then I have a really big secret weapon which I use, which is an eyebrow pencil in a really light color, which I use to mark out the contour of my nose and then blend it in. It just gives a much more sharper nose contour. Then I use this stick eyeshadow from number 17 in a really light champagne shade and go into my inner corners and also on top of my eyelids. I feel like it brightens my eyes. And then I will go in with this grey slash black, almost gunpowder kind of color, got slight shimmer to it, and I'll literally just go around the bases of my eyelashes rather. I won't necessarily color in my waterline, but I will try to just create a bit of shade around the edges before I go in and do my brows. I literally use anything for my eyebrows. This is a really old brow product that I can't even remember what brand this is. So essentially, typical brow product. I will then go in with my mascara. This is a mascara from Maybeline. To be honest, I use any mascara, but I prefer one that's more volumizing rather than the really thin ones. To be honest, I have so many different brands that I like to use, but essentially the effect I'm trying to create is something which is much more shadowy and smoky. So I'll go in and smoke everything in, all the different colors, with my eyebrow brush and also my fingers, and I'll go in again with another layer of mascara just to give that extra bit of volume and shade. Then I like to go in with my NYX lip gloss thing. This is the dual lip gloss. I don't even remember what it's called, but it's in the color peach. Essentially it sets in this color, and then you go in with the gloss part of the lip gloss. Essentially doesn't budge. I remember this came out around the time of COVID because people were trying to look for mask proof lip glosses, and this is still one of my favorites. This does, however, make your lips quite dry. I will give that warning. I love coral. I feel like it really complements my skin tone, so I love this color. Today I was actually filming, so this was me doing two different looks, two different outfits, filming. After my filming, I went back up to the rooftop to just experience some of this gorgeous sunlight and beautiful skies. There were birds coming and sitting. It was really quite a mindful experience. And then after dinner, it was literally time for me to take my makeup off. Now, this is a travel pack, but literally I brought my Tropic face smoothing cleanser. I will leave all the details in the description below. This is essentially a hot cloth cleanser, and here I'll be using my bamboo hot cloth.
Just how beautiful is the sound of the waves crashing, even on a day like this when it's cloudy. Just gorgeous. Oh my God, I can't. Wow, the sea is rough. It is rough. Wow.
Just before we were going to leave for the airport, we decided to walk down to the beach. It was a moody, rainy, cloudy day, and the sea was moody and the waves were crashing. But it was such a gorgeous experience. Then we caught a taxi down to the airport. It was raining.
Apparently this is what you get. £40 at the airport. Not a lot, is it?
And that was the end of a gorgeous week at Barcelona. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon, and drop me a follow on my socials.